Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Catio Chat this morning. Oh, there goes Loki. Let's get some lights on here. There we are. There goes Bear to the dish. Let's follow him. There. He's going to flop down. There he goes. He likes to have a flop down pat in the morning at the dish at 5 o'clock. There. Here's Miss Luna. She's going to the door, acting like she wants to go out. Let's see. You want to go out, Lou? You want to go out? Ooh, oh, there goes the weather kitty. There goes Loki. Going out in the cold. Boom. And that is cold. We're supposed to go back down into the cold temperatures this weekend, unfortunately. And we're supposed to get a whole bunch of snow. So winter's not finished with us yet. No, not at all. Well, let's see. Oh, there's Miss Muffy. Let's go see Miss Muffy. I'm always happy when I see Miss Muffy in the morning. Always happy. Because she's 24 and a half years old. So I never really know for sure if she's going to get up in the morning or not. Because all good things come to an end at some point, I guess. Well, let's get the coffee pot on. There we go. Now, have we located Bear? Yeah, Bear took me to the dish, that's right. Everybody's here. Well, now that the coffee pot's on, I thought I would tell a story. One that I told way back in the summer, I think, when Catio Chat first started. It was called The Very Scary Day. And I'm telling you this story today because my son and his partner are coming home for a visit. They live about 7 hours away from us. And they're driving down. Well, they're at an Airbnb actually about an hour from us right now. So they're sort of making their little trip down, a little getaway at the same time. Oh, there's Loki's face. So, come in, Loki. Whew, it's cold out there. Loki says it's very cold. Yeah, so, the very scary day. Let's talk about that because there's a lot of people who don't know about this story. So, not the last time my son came to visit and his partner, but it would have been probably July or August last year. They came and my husband was working outside cutting wood, and so they arrived and came in, and we were all talking and visiting in the kitchen, and my husband came in through the basement door and brought all of his wood cutting gear in and came in, but the basement door didn't quite get latched when he came in with all his gear. So he put all of his things away and he came upstairs and, excuse me, he came upstairs and joined us in the kitchen, and we visited and talked for about an hour, and then I was standing right here by the table, and then to my horror I noticed there was something at the door right there, and it was Loki, but he was on the wrong side of the door. And well, you can just imagine the panic that set in at that moment. Right, Lou? Because I realized that if Loki's out, there's a door open and everybody might be out. So, that is indeed what happened. As soon as I realized what was going on, we all just went into action mode. My husband flew down the stairs because he must have had an idea the basement door might have been the culprit. So, he went down there, and sure enough, the basement door was wide open, and Luna was standing out on the outer the top step of the outer basement stairs, just getting ready. I think the door had probably been open for about an hour, we think. But because they're not outdoor kitties, it's kind of scary to make the move to leave the house and venture out. So Luna hadn't gotten that far. She was only on the top step. So as soon as she saw her cat daddy, she tore inside. So that was awesome. So while that was happening, I ran to the front door. Of course, terrified that I was going to scare Loki away from the door and then he would run. But I opened the door and he did a little dance and then he ran in. So we had two of them. We had two of them inside. The other guy who was outside was Mr. Bear. And he had gotten halfway around the house with Loki and froze by the chimney. So he was, let's say that bathroom window, the chimney is right beside it on the outside of the house. So Bear had gotten that far. Loki went around to the front door. We always say Loki alerted us that there was a problem because he came to the door and paddled as fast as he could, and that alerted us to the problem. So we call him Loki the Brave. So anyway, Bear, he was frozen outside by the chimney. After I got Loki in the front door, I ran out the front door, and my son told me which way to run. So I ran around the front house over there by the bathroom window, and it's just as fast as I could run, and there he was. He was frozen with fear, sort of just in front of the chimney out there, and just flat to the ground and terrified, weren't you, Bear? Yeah, it's not a place for you. So he saw me coming, wide open, run, and of course that stirred him up, so he got up and took off. And thank goodness my husband was down by the woods, sort of, in case Bear took off that way. So my husband sort of scared him back towards the house, and he ran right down into the basement stairwell, the outside basement stairwell, but the basement door was closed, so he couldn't get in. So, okay, here comes the scary, well, that's not the scary part. The whole thing was pretty scary, but I came a-running just as fast as I could run down into that hole, and he must have thought I was a great big scary monster because he was terrified. So, and my husband came up behind me, so he couldn't get past me, Bear, and so I ran down into the hole and I wrestled Bear, grabbed him into my arms, but he wasn't the Bear we know. He was very, very, very afraid. So he whipped around and grabbed my leg, lower part of my leg, in his mouth and left 4 great big holes in my leg. And he cut my arm pretty good too, but that's not his fault. No. So, yes, so we got all the puts back inside the house, all in one piece. I wasn't, but I went to the hospital and got a tetanus shot, and I'm good for 10 years now. So if anything else happens, I'm good for 10 years. I've got a couple good scars, and the one on my leg is quite good because you can see where his mouth was wide open and he bit me so hard. But the funny thing is, I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even realize he had bitten me until well after it was over. So that was the very scary day, and we hope it never happens again. And I think it's taken up all of our Catio Chat time too. So I think we better wrap this up and call it Catio Chat. Hi, Loki. Thanks for doing the weather. And here's Luna, Mr. Bear, and there's Loki. Or Miss Muffy, sorry. Yes. So that's our biggest story. That was the big thing that happened with the puds. Yeah, so. And I've got scars to prove it. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up and call it Catio Chat for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any shenanigans. Bye for now.